Welcome to Q&A with Dr. J, and welcome to my internet radio show, Living Room. It's so nice of you to join me today, and I most recently received a really healthy question from a listener, and they said, I'm dating this person, and I really like this person a lot. We have a lot in common, and yet I am finally ready after several dates to move into a committed relationship, one in which we will not date other people or talk to other people other than, friends. But romantically speaking, as well as being best friends, I would like to concentrate on just building this relationship that we have initiated with each other and move into the next phase of which I call committed dating. And listener, I think that's a really good question. And it sounds like you're a little confused right now. And so my invitation is this. You're right. Relationships evolve. They have usually a beginning, a middle, an ending, and sometimes it's happily ever after. But I think that when you're ready to go to the next level of a relationship, the number one most important thing is communication. And remember that relationships start off not being so romantic, but they should be built on a good foundation of good friendship. And then after you have good friendship, you establish trust and integrity. And the way you do this is by communicating. That's right. You are listening to what the person has to say, what the person desires, the person's expectations, and in return, you are able to share and articulate your feelings and your goals and objectives about being in a friendship. And in your case, where you're kind of ready to go to the next level, and yet your friend is not at that same pace with you, it seems. It seems that you now are accelerating and you're ready to go to actually being in a one-on-one monogamous relationship. Okay, I get that, listener, and I'm sure a lot of the listening audience understands that. But again, take it slow and sit down and make a list. Maybe only 4 to 5 things that you think are important to you in terms of going to the next level of this relationship. What does that mean? So write them down on a piece of paper or sit and meditate about it. But until you can embrace it and saying, okay, now I know what I really want and what I really want to give to this relationship. And once you're able to really kind of wrap your arms around that and really integrate that into your soul, then use your communication tools. You need to invite the person out either for a dinner date or invite them over to your house or to some place where it's kind of quiet. And just say, look, I don't want to surprise you or pull any punches, but I want us to take some time and to really communicate about where we want to go next in this relationship. Just simply be honest. You have to take the risk to put your agenda out on the table. Once you decide where you want to have this encounter or interaction, make a list, and again, just so that you understand how you want to share your feelings and your ideas with that person. And then take the risk. Share them. Say, I really like you well enough now that I trust you. I think you have integrity, and vice versa. I really want us to move to the next part of this relationship where I really don't want you romantically dating other people, and I don't want to date romantically other people. I want us to see if we're ready to move to the next level, which is commitment. And if that person is still telling you, oh my goodness, I can't handle this. I told you I didn't want a committed relationship. I wanted to have fun and I just want to date other people and see other people. Then you are going to have to do one of 2 things. Number 1, you can say, well, I'm willing to try this a little longer. Or number 2, to say, we are different. You will have one agenda and you have one goal and one expectation, and I have something else. And I have to tell you that if we can't both get on the same page with this level of commitment, that I want us to continue the friendship, but I want to move back and start seeing other people because I am still searching for what you and I have in terms of the friendship, but I still am also searching for that person who has one more thing that you're not ready for, and that's a commitment. Now listen, you deserve this, listener. You deserve to select and to be with someone where you can be that kind of honest with, and where you can just not stuff your feelings and say, oh, I'm just going to go along with this because I'm going to change this person's mind. If a person really is not ready for a committed relationship and you are, then it's time for you to just keep that person as a friend and or not keep them as a friend and move on. Because in the long run, you're the one that's going to be diminished because you're giving up your internal desires. And more importantly, you're not being honest with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself, you can't be honest with a friend or a lover. So at the end of the day, you have to make the decision. You either want to ride it out a little while longer, give this a timetable, and see if this person's going to eventually move into a commitment. And if not, you have to pull yourself out and chase what you want out of life. Go find what you're looking for in a relationship. And remember, that which you were seeking is also seeking you. I hope that answered your question, and I wish you good luck. Give me some feedback. Hit me up at rxdrj for you at cox.net or at my website. And I look forward to getting some feedback as to how that works out for you, listener. And I'm sure you've helped a lot of other people by asking that question because you're not in this by yourself, not in the least bit. A lot of people move into relationships and then get stuck at some point and they can't move to the next level, and they have to either stay in that stuckness or they have to move on. Okay, thank you for that question, listener. I have another question. Thanks again for all these amazing questions about relationships. Remember, you're listening at Q&A with Dr. J. Everything you wanted to know about relationships and didn't know who to ask. And keep those emails coming to me, and I'll try to get them answered. And I look forward to meeting you in my internet radio show. We're going to move on with our second question that a listener sent me. And it says, Dr. J, all my friends are dating, and I feel like I'm the odd person out or third wheel. They often try to get me to go to concerts with them, go to parties. They give events. Everybody shows up as a couple, and I just feel that I'm the odd person out. So how do I proceed? You know, I've been kind of isolating and moving away from some of the friends that I really, really enjoy being with because they all have boyfriends or girlfriends, and they're always trying to introduce me to someone, and I'm feeling like the odd person, the oddball. Well, listener, you don't ever have to feel like the oddball because number one, remember this, you are enough. I'm going to say that one more time, listener. You alone are enough. It is not odd because you are not dating someone currently and that your friends are dating or in a relationship with someone or married. You deserve to be right in the space that you're in right now because you can't rush to find someone to be with just because other people are with someone. Just continue doing what you do, and you will eventually walk into that person that's standing there to be in a friendship and a committed relationship with you. Now, one invitation I want to give you is that you need to work on not feeling like the odd person out. And the only way you can do that is embrace yourself and sit and meditate and sit and think about that you are where you're at right now by choice. It's by choice of the universe, and it's by choice of you. You don't just rush into a relationship so that you can just look good and show up with somebody and be on their arms or have them on your arms. No, it doesn't work that way. There's nothing wrong with you showing up into a party, going out on dates with friends who will have other dates with them. You're not the odd person. You've got to reprogram your mind and say, I'm not the odd person. I'm just me. I'm the norm. And I am enough. Even just showing up in myself, I am enough. So don't put your good friends down because they are inviting you to go. They feel confident and comfortable enough, and they enjoy your company. Don't deny your friends and your comrades the opportunity to have a fun time with you just because you don't have a date, or just because you're not dating anyone, or because you're not engaged, or because you're not married. Stop comparing yourself with other people. Stop comparing your situation with other couples. Being single has a lot of possibilities. Let's take a look at this and look at the glass half full instead of half empty. Being single, you can come and go as you please. Being single allows you to date other people and talk to other people so that you get to know other people. You just don't have to just grasp onto one person. You have the freedom of learning how to date. And dating means just not making a commitment, not being married, just going out with people, going out to the movie, or going out to have dinner, or just having an abundance of friends. It doesn't mean that you have to be romantically involved with them or sexually involved with them. It just means that you get to show up and bring your personality to the party, bring your personality to the event, and walk around and mingle and meet people, because for every person that you meet at the party or the event, that person knows 10 or 15 more people that they may invite you into meeting. So if you look at every opportunity that you have to interact or to go and partake in an event, multiply that times 10, and just know that each person at that party has probably 10 more people that you, because you're single, you have the opportunity of meeting them. So I'm not saying you have to go to every social event. Set boundaries. Don't go just because you want to go and meet somebody. But for the things you want to go to, go. You don't need an escort. You don't have to feel like the third wheel. There's no such thing. That's looking at the glass half empty. Remember, you are enough. You have your glass half full, because being single can be an amazing adventure, an opportunity to get to know yourself, and an opportunity to be with yourself, which is amazing, because when you're in a coupleship or when you're married, you don't always have the downtime of just getting to know yourself. So take this opportunity and get to know yourself and give yourself a big hug, and mostly know that you alone are enough. So don't turn down invitations just because you don't think that you have a date to escort you. Stand bold and tall and walk into your new adventure. Take care, and thank you for that question. And I hope I've answered that question for you, because I think a lot of people don't go places or don't go out with their friends because their friends are dating, and they just feel like, oh, they feel sorry for me, or, oh, I'm going to be by myself. You're never going to be alone. Just put your social hat on and go in and have a great time. Take care, and thanks again for that question. You guys keep hitting me up at RxDRJ for you at Cox.net and at my internet radio site. Take care, and I look forward to having those emails continue. Remember, you're listening at Q&A with Dr. J, everything you want to know about relationships and didn't know who to ask.